Hello and welcome to Breezy Chatter. Today I'm going to be talking about The One That Got Away. It's a new series that's on Prime, and it is a social experiment where six singles get to meet up with people from their past to find out if there's an opportunity for a relationship. The show is hosted by Betty Who, and she sort of guides the singles and the people that come in. The first single is Alyssa. She's 25. She's a model from Houston, Texas. She admits that she can be a bit much. She says that she openly judges people. She doesn't do it behind their backs, and she loves herself. She's not mad at the idea of multiple men vying for her love and attention. And then we have Vince. He's 30 years old. He's a lawyer from Palos Verdes, California. And he says that he's been in relationships throughout most of his life. His first relationship was in high school and it lasted 9 years. And he's friend-zoned most women that he's met along the way because he's always been in a relationship. And now he's single and he's ready to meet someone from his past and see if they have a future. So then we have Nigel. He is 28. He's a real estate agent from Baltimore, Maryland. He played basketball. He was a Division I athlete. And in the past, he was not ready for any serious relationship, but he's ready now. Back in the day, he says that he was selfish, but now he's more generous and giving. Then we have Jeff. He's a 28-year-old travel blogger from Syracuse, New York. He is now living in New York City. And he said he's ready to explore. He came out to his parents at the age of 21, and he's sort of come into his own since then. He said he's repressed his identity for so long, and he is so happy to finally be comfortable with who he is. And then we have Ashley. She's 26. She's a CAT scan technician from Ohio. She said that she is a country girl at heart, and she broke up with her last boyfriend because he was still living with his mother. So she's definitely looking for someone who has independence. And then we have Casey. She is 29. She is a Twitch streamer and a content creator from New Jersey. And she said she usually puts her man's needs before her own, and she hopes to find her soulmate. And so those are the six singles. And they're all getting to know each other in the main house. They're sharing details about themselves and what they're looking for. And in comes the host, Betty Who. She lets them know that one by one, people from their past will come through a portal, and they'll have an opportunity to reconnect and rekindle their past relationship. The singles will not be told who is coming through the portal, so there will be an element of surprise. And there is no set number of people who will be coming through the portal. They have no idea who or how many people are coming to try to reconnect and get to know them. So it's portal time, and they start with Vince. He's very excited. He's curious to find out who is going to be coming out of the portal to meet him. And it turns out it is a college friend, and her name is Manoush. And he said that they traveled in the same circles in college, and he was very excited to see her. He brought her back to the main house, and they were all smiles, and everyone sort of said they made an attractive couple, and we'll have to wait and see what happens between them if they have enough chemistry to continue. Next, we have Casey. She went to the portal, and she met up with Dylan. Super tall. She said she was attracted to him right away, but she doesn't remember his name, and she didn't seem to recognize him. And she was trying to play it off like she knew him and she knew who he was, but she really didn't. And he told her who he was, and it turns out that they were work-study buddies in college. And he seemed a bit surprised that she did not know his name, but, it is what it is. So she introduced Dylan to the singles at the main house, and she said that, she's looking forward to getting to know him. And of course, Dylan had to let everyone know that Casey did not know his name. So next up is Alyssa, and she is super dramatic. She's going to the portal, and she's saying that she's been waiting for this moment all of her life. It's like, really? So she got to meet up with Nelson, and he is someone that she went to school with. And she seemed quite surprised to see him. And she said, "Nelson, what are you doing here?" So when she said that, I said, oh boy, she's not interested. And you could sort of tell things sort of went downhill from there. The energy was very awkward. They had this silence. She was not interested in asking him any real questions. she hasn't seen him in years. You'd think you'd have a lot of questions, a lot of catching up. Nelson, on the other hand, is very aware of her modeling career, and he did make mention of that, but Alyssa really had no energy for him. And when she brought Nelson back to the main house, Nigel and Vince were able to pick up on the energy right away, and they knew that she was not happy. And next up was Jeff. He went to the portal and he met Anthony. And it turns out that Anthony is a childhood friend that he met in confirmation class. So they were very happy to be reconnected. And Jeff brought Anthony to the main house and he let everyone know how they know each other, and everybody was all smiles. And then next was Ashley. She went to the portal. She met up with Kyle, and she'd only met Kyle once, and they met at a conference. And at the conference, she hurt herself, and turns out Kyle is a physical therapist, so he offered to assist her, and it seems like he's been thinking about her ever since. So she did bring him back to the main house. They sort of shared their story of how they met, and everyone was really excited to hear it. They thought it was the kind of story that you'd read in a book or see on television, so they were all smiles there. So you get to see Alyssa's face, and she looks very unhappy. She looks like she's sort of jealous. She's wishing that she could be sharing a story from the past with the person that she's reconnecting with, but instead she'd just rather Nelson go away. She's not saying anything, but her actions are speaking for her. And last but not least, we have Nigel. He went to the portal and he got to meet up with Alicia. It turns out that Alicia is a friend of one of his exes. She's no longer friends with his ex. She is ready to get to know him, and he's excited to get to know her also. So they go back to the main house, they share their story, and of course, we have Alyssa, and she is just so over this whole process now. She said she's not interested in getting to know Nelson, and she said she's wondering how Casey wound up with a tall guy, because we know that Alyssa's a model and she's tall, but these are people from your past. So she's just really over it. She excused herself and she went to cry. So, of course, Nelson, he's clueless. He has no idea that Alyssa is not happy that he's returned. So everybody's sharing about themselves. And Betty comes on the scene and she lets everyone know that this is just the beginning. And they have all of the singles staying in the main house while the people from their past stay at the guest house. And this gives the singles a chance to talk, to regroup, and to sort of share how they feel about these people from their past. And of course, Alyssa wasted no time letting everyone know that Nelson is not the one. And I think, everyone was like, well, we could sort of tell. We kind of knew that, he didn't do it for you. And then we have the other participants. They're at the guest house. They're looking at the rooms, and they're noticing that the beds have name cards on them. And that's when they realize that more people are coming. They better make a first impression as soon as possible. So that was episode 1. I thought it was kind of cute. It's going to be quite interesting to see how Alyssa handles Nelson. Is she going to handle Nelson with care? Is she going to be that judgmental person that she says that she can be? We're going to have to wait and see what happens. And that is my commentary. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you for your time. Until next time, ta-ta.